going to be a gear video for a trip that I'm leaving for in less than 2 weeks. What we're doing is that I'm going to leave by myself and I'm going to drive from North Carolina up to Washington State and then down into Grand Tetons, and I will drive further south after that to meet my son in Colorado, and then we go out there every week for a year. We go out there every year for a week to a dude ranch to ride horses, so I'll spend the week there. He's going to fly out with my family, and me and him will leave from there and drive west to California to backpack in Grand Tetons. So this is going to be a gear video for my solo hike in Grand Tetons and then our hike together in Yosemite. They're both about, well, Yosemite will be 3 days and Tetons will be a 4-day hike. I'll try and make sure to specify, what gear I'm going to bring, just for myself on the one hike, and what gear I'll be bringing together for the both of us. When I was researching all of this, it was really hard for me to find videos made by women, and even harder to find videos of women who were taking their kids along with them. So disclaimer from the beginning, I am by no means like a super experienced outdoorsman or a backpacker. It's just something that me and my son love to do together, and we're really excited to get to go on this trip. We're going to be gone for 41 days. We're going to car camp pretty much across the whole country, over 8,000 driving miles. I'm so excited to leave. I can't think of anything else. So without further ado, I'll just get started. So for our tent, we have the Quarter Dome 2 tent. I really like this tent. It's really nice. It weighs less than 3 pounds. My only thing with this is that they do the poles. They're all one pole, and I get what they're trying to do, trying to make it less complicated or whatever, but because it is all one pole, they're kind of curved and bent and then connected, so they don't fit in the bag as well as they could, and they definitely don't lay as flat as they could. I think it would be better for them just to have multiple poles. If it's your tent, I think you should be able to learn how to put it up, regardless of how many. But because they are shaped this way, it makes it hard to pack in the backpack. But other than that, this has been great. When me and my son do hikes together, I'll typically have him carry the body of the tent, and I'll carry the fly, because the fly is actually heavier than the body part of the tent. And he doesn't carry that much stuff, so it's good to have it to take up a little bit of room in his bag, help carry something, but not be carrying that much weight. And I do have the footprint for that as well. We do bring for our. Okay, so he uses, this is a Marmot Kids Trestles bag. It's a 30-degree bag. I actually bought this bag for myself originally. I am a pretty small woman, so I can fit in a kid's bag. They're less expensive, but this bag, it does compress down pretty small, but it is heavy compared to my bag. So when me and my son go together, I'll carry his sleeping bag and he'll carry my bag. That bag I did use on a hike in Virginia, and it was a pretty cold night. It got down to about 25 degrees, and I didn't have a liner for that bag, but I stayed warm in that bag. So it does work pretty well if anyone's looking for a super compressible, kind of lightweight bag for kids. It actually, 2 pounds 9 ounces, and this is the compression sack that comes with it. This is actually really nice. It does work really well. It does compress down really small. And my bag is another Marmot bag. This is another 30-degree down bag. I think it's called Neverwinter. I think they really did a good job and really thought this out well when making this bag. It has pockets on the inside. It has kind of a neck thing. It's not a pillow, but it is nice to have around your neck. I really love this bag, and this was a more expensive bag, but it's so lightweight. It weighs 1.5 pounds. The bag that comes with it is pretty much garbage for trying to, compress it down or anything. So what I did was I purchased this Event waterproof compression sack. And this thing's been awesome. It compresses down really small, and I mean that bag compresses down to probably this big. So like I said, my son will carry this in the bottom of his pack, and I'll carry his bag. And then for our poly pads, okay, this is the first, I guess called a sleeping pad that I bought, and this thing is heavy and big. It's the REI Aerial bag. I bought this because it was less expensive than some of the other bags, but really there was only a $20 difference in the Aerial and then the Sea to Summit bag that I ended up purchasing less than a month later. So just spend the extra $20 and get, I mean, it's so much smaller and so much lighter. So when me and my son backpack together, I usually carry both of these since they are a little bit heavier than the rest of our stuff. But when I'm hiking by myself in Tetons, I will obviously just take this bag and leave this one in the truck. So, and then this is another Sea to Summit. This is my liner for my bag. I'm not going to bring this when we go to Yosemite. I've had to use it once and it worked pretty well, or my son used it. I'll probably will bring this just in case to Tetons. I'm not really knowing what to expect as far as weather goes there. I know it'll be potentially can still be cold. I'll be there in the beginning of July, so I know that is kind of the beginning of their season. But yeah, I'll bring it just in case. And then, let's see. For our water, my son carries this one. This is a Platypus 1.5 liter bladder bag. He loves to use these things. He loves drinking out of the tubey thing. He thinks that's just the greatest thing ever. And then I'll carry the big 3 liter 100 ounce bag. This definitely is the heaviest thing in my pack, but that's okay. And then for filtering water, we have the Platypus Gravity Works. This is a 1.5 liter. It is kind of bigger, bulkier, but it's worth it not to be pumping water or having to squeeze water. Just the Gravity Works bag's awesome. And these are the stuff sacks that I've used. Okay, I'm bringing the Osprey bag, but I've also found these. These are the outdoor products, the Walmart brand stuff sacks. And I've also honestly used these more than the Osprey bags. I've never had any tearing or leaking or anything like that, and I got 3 for less than $10 compared to the Osprey bag, which this was $20 for a 6 liter bag. So definitely don't overlook the bags if you're looking for something less expensive. Actually, here in North Carolina where we live, we don't have to use the bear vault. There are bears here, but the parks here don't tell people they have to have them. So this big bag is actually what I use to bear bag our food. But because we are going out west, I had to get this. This is a bear vault. I opted to get the solo one because my pack is a small pack. It's a 50 liter pack, so I just physically cannot fit the regular size in my bag and still be able to carry everything. I haven't had to use this here, like I said. And I'm a little worried about how much food I'm going to be able to fit inside of it when it's me and my son in Yosemite. But our stuff sacks that we brought in the past for multi-day hikes, when they were compressed down, were smaller than this. So I think if I pack it right, then we should be fine. What else do we have? This is our cook kit. You know, I went back and forth between getting the Pocket Rocket or the Jet Boil, but I ended up getting the MSR Pocket Rocket. I wish that it, you know, had some cooler way to make coffee like the Jet Boil does, but I ended up using the Starbucks instant coffee anyway, so it's fine. And then this is a pot that we use. A gas canister fits inside. These squishy bowls were recommended to me by a friend. I brought these 3 last time. Ended up not using this at all, so I probably won't bring it. These are cool because they come packed down really small. You can fold them and, you know, cram them into a pocket or wherever. They really don't take up any room. The only thing I don't like about them is that it is like sticky on the inside. So like with For the metal pot, if you get dirt in there or something, you can just blow it out, and then you have a pretty clean pot. But with this, like, there's no way to get all the dirt that gets in there out, so you end up just eating some of the dirt, which is fine. You know, if you're backpacking or camping, you can expect to eat a little bit of dirt, but that just kind of is annoying to me. So I will bring probably just one pot when I'm solo hiking, but then bring this one, or I have another smaller pot, but it doesn't fit in there with the gas, so I might not bring it. But yeah, and then it all goes in this mesh bag. The lid is too big for this. It came with a pot that is just much too big to take backpacking, so I put the lid in the bottom, which may be why I get dirt in the bowls, but that's okay. Put the pot in, put the gas in, and then put the stove on top. And this can like squeeze down and fit like in the side or wherever. And then I have a headlamp, which I've actually never had to use this before. I like to be in my tent before it gets dark, but I always bring it. And then this is just a little $1 LED light I got from Walmart that I can clip in the tent to use as a reading light or just ambient light. And map. This is a Osprey pack cover or rain cover. I have a knife and a lighter, 50 feet of paracord. Like I said, we use this here for hanging bear bags, which I won't need out there, but I'm going to bring it anyways with me. And then I have some Ziploc bags. These have, I put toilet paper and our toothbrushes and allergy medication, Q-tips, headache medicine, and this one has insect repellent, sunscreen, Wounded Warrior, more Band-Aids. I do have a bigger first aid kit that I'm going to bring, but I don't have it out. I also don't have bear spray out. I know I need to bring bear spray, but you're not going to see it here. And then if I'm traveling with my son, I will bring like one like half full pack of wet wipes. It's just not worth it to have a kid that's got sticky, dirty, wherever mess. So, but I won't bring these when it's just me. I'll just bring, this is like a towel that I cut up small to clean pots and wipe things off and stuff like that. And then I'm filming with my GoPro right now. We have a GoPro Hero Session 4, but I just got this. I'm really excited about it. This is a chest attachment. I want to film, at least when I'm with my son on this trip, I want to film most of it from his perspective, and he's really excited, you know, to wear this and get to videotape. I think it'll be really cool to be able to look back later on and see, you know, what he thought was relevant or interesting, or get to hear his little words, you know, as he's walking along and all that. So I'm really excited to get to use this. But I'm also going to bring our tripod. It's one of the flex ones that you can wrap around branches or whatever, and then extra batteries, SD card, yeah, that kind of stuff. And then we have, these are black diamond trekking poles that were loaned to us by a friend. I've used both of them in the past, and I found that they just got in the way when I have two. So what I do is I just adjust one to my height, adjust one to his height, and we both just use one, and that works much better for us than each of us having two and then, you know, duct tape wrapped around. And this is definitely a luxury item. I'd like to think it's the only luxury item that I have. Hopefully y'all will let me know. But I love to write, I love to journal, and for me, you know, getting to travel and be out in nature is a lot about, you know, the experience that you have and being able to create memories. I just want to, I always take my journal with me and I write down, you know, what we did, what we saw, you know, things we talked about along the way, and so that's important to me. This is an essential item to me, really. But then I also like to do a lot of art journaling. So this is just a, I think it's 140-pound paper. So it's really good quality paper, but I love to watercolor paint. So I'm going to bring this pad of paper, Winsor Newton. This is like an 8-pan watercolor set. It's really light. It doesn't take up very much room at all. And then 2 or 3 paint brushes. And then and this is just a coincidence, but me and my son both have the same hiking shoes. These are Merrell waterproof hiking boots. They are kids. They're both kids' boots, but these fit me fine. Like I said, I'm a smaller sized woman, so I have a lot of trouble finding, women's apparel or gear that actually fits me right, especially with shoes, and even with I guess I haven't showed you my backpack yet. The backpack, it's small, but it doesn't cinch tight enough around my waist, so it puts, unnecessary weight on my shoulders, which is kind of unavoidable without having to go and get a kid's pack, which I'm not willing to do. Won't sink to that level yet, but these are our shoes. They work great, and because we're only going to be in the woods, I'll be there 4 days. He'll be there 3 days. We don't bring extra shoes just because they're too heavy. I'd like to bring our chacos, but they're just unnecessary weight for how little of a time that we're going to be there. So we just bring our hiking shoes and just leave them untied and slip them on and off when we're at camp. And that's worked fine for us. And I'll show you our packs. Almost forgot. This is my Osprey 50-liter pack. This has been great. Like I said, my only complaint with it is the hip belt. When it's on me, it cinches down as tight as it goes, and it's still just not tight enough to take the weight that it should off of my shoulders. But it does have the mesh backing that keeps the pack off of your back. You don't get sweaty in this pack, which is great. It has good room. It cinches down tight. I guess another little complaint is this kind of mesh thing. It does stretch really far, so I can fit all my jackets in here and extra clothes that I peel off as I get hot. But it does, after stuffing things down in there, it does not, go back to it. It doesn't get tight like it does in the beginning, which I guess can be expected. But I wish it would go back. And that pack does have a whistle on it, and so does my son's pack, so we're not going to bring extra safety whistles. Okay, I did a lot of research on kids' packs before buying this one. Well, what I wanted was the Deuter Fox 30 pack for my son, but same thing with him. The waist doesn't cinch anywhere near tight enough around his waist with that pack. This one does. This is a REI Passage 38-liter bag. It's a little bit bigger than I'd like for him to carry, but as long as you don't fill it up with weight, then it's fine. He loves this pack. He usually will carry my sleeping bag, his water, our tent body, and his clothes, and that's pretty much it. And his pack weighs less than 10 pounds. This jacket I'm only going to bring to Tetons. I'm not going to bring it to Yosemite. It's a North Face down jacket. I don't know what kind it is, but it has, one of the pockets in the side. It will fold inside of itself, and it can press down really small, or like I said, I just shove it into that stretchy outside pocket. It's super warm. It works great. And then this is a North Face rain jacket, a Summit Series jacket. I really like it as well. And socks, darn tough socks. I'll pretty much always wear this tank top. It's got a built-in shelf bra. It's a synthetic, stretchy. I don't know where it came from, but I'll usually wear this pretty much the whole time that I'm there. Underneath a shirt, and for shirts, this is just a long sleeve ex officio. I guess it's a fishing shirt. Probably will bring this to Tetons over a short sleeve shirt and just take it off if I get hot. And then in Yosemite, this is a short sleeve Columbia shirt. Works fine. Pants. Pants are a big. I've lost his pants again. Here they are. Okay, pants are a big problem for me. Again, like I've said, not complaining about being small, but it does become an issue when you're trying to shop for clothes, especially outdoor gear, because I guess those clothes are supposed to be a little bit more baggy. anyways, but it makes it just impossible to find anything that will not fall off of you. So I've pretty much abandoned all hope of finding, any REI women's gear or, anything like that that will actually fit. I've even tried kids gear or kids clothes. And I bought a Columbia girl shirt that works, but pants, it just doesn't work. So what I do is that I wear, these are like thicker, kind of stretchy, elastic pants. These are, like I said, thick, so I've never had any problems with like briars or brush or anything like poking through. These are thick enough that it doesn't do that. And I'll wear these, either to bed at night or in the morning, when it's cold, and then just peel them off during the day as I get hot. And then this is another like stretchy spandex type short deal, and that works for me. And then for my son, he has the same North Face jacket. They're pretty much the same North Face rain jacket. I don't think I'm going to bring a big jacket with him to take into Yosemite. I think it's just going to be too hot there. So I'm not going to worry about that right now. And he has a little Columbia shirt and synthetic underwear, the stretchy kind. I also wear a similar type of underwear to this, not like boxers, but similar material, and it works great for us. And he likes to wear like basketball shorts or something stretchy and dries really fast. And then he has a little Columbia sun hat. I haven't found a hat yet for me to wear this summer. And I do not bring a whole bunch of extra clothes with us because we never end up using them, and they just take up weight and space, and then just ends up having more stuff. I figure we're going to be out in the woods for a while. It's okay just to be dirty and not change your clothes. So that's fine with us. And I think the only things that I'm missing from this setup, like I said, are the bear spray, the first aid kit, and I think that's pretty much it. I hope that y'all enjoyed this video. If there's anybody out there that has experience, as a woman in the backcountry or a woman with kids in the backcountry, please leave a comment or any helpful tips or advice that you have on what worked, what didn't work for you. And like I said, I don't think that I have everything here, but if there's something that's just like glaringly obvious that I'm missing or shouldn't do it that way or should do it another way, please let me know. Thanks so much.